Ladies and gentlemen, very, very good evening to you. Now, I'm just put this new system on, and I am actually trying to make sure that everything is working. So I don't know whether if you can hear me in the chat room. First of all, big welcome to everybody who's in the chat room. Good to see you all. But if you can hear me okay, then either give me a thumbs up or please let me know that everything is up, no sound. Okay, right. So let's see what's going on here. Output there, input port. Okay, can you hear me now? Okay, I'm just changing the sound around. So can you hear me okay now? Is this thing working okay? Right. What about now? Are we okay? Are we okay? Are we okay? Yes. No. Are we? Okay, better. Good. All right. That's important. Right. Yeah. Because basically I had this. You guys, and welcome to the second Sunday night with Paul Francis. Quick question, see for me, looking at the screen, that behind me is back to front. That sign saying that perspective is back to front. Is it back to front, or can you read it? Okay. Let me know. Can you see that all right? It has interference on it. Right, okay, I've got a funny feeling that the batteries are fantastic on this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch this off, the system, get a chance to charge it. It could be because it's not How? There we go. Are we good now? Are we completely? Are we okay? Are we good? Are we good? Kerry Jackson. Hi, how are you? I'm. Oh, you're in recovery from an operation. I'm sorry to hear that, Kerry. I'm so sorry to hear that, my darling. Rest, drink a lot, and 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 get better. Get better. Okay. Um. So yeah, I'm sorry. These systems that I have, these are microphone systems, and I didn't get an opportunity to charge them properly. So they have not been charged since before Johanna died. So um, good. I'm so glad to see you guys, and thank you so much for all your really great feedback in terms of the last show, the last Sunday Night Live. The feedback was so much that I thought it clearly is a good day of the week to do it. Now, I'm moving to another part of the UK in the next 4 days. So I will keep Sunday Night Live going for now. And then I will do the other, I'll do introspective during the week. Okay. Vanessa, great to see you, my darling. Everything is crystal clear just because I'm using the computer's own microphone built in. That's why. I haven't got my normal cameras up. So normally I've got cameras all over the place, but I haven't got them up tonight. So um, there we go. Julie Evans. Oh wow. Oh wow in a good way or oh wow in a bad way. I'm a bit worried about that. Chris, good evening to you. Lovely to see you. Let me just see who's all, and I don't want to miss anybody in the chat room. So let me just go right up to see who is in first tonight. And the first person in tonight was Denise. Welcome, Denise. Ronnie Huff is here. Good to see you. Julie Evans. Lynn is in. Meme Jones. Mimi Jones. Is that your real name? Let me know. That's gone. And I did say Denise. I'm just going. I'm just going to the chat room to see who's all here tonight. Kerry Jackson. Okay. Vanessa, lovely Vanessa is in. Julie is in. Chris is in. Carol Horton, lovely Carol. Hi, good to see you. Okay. Lily is in. And Vanessa, you're all here. How great of a night to see that tonight. Right. Let's start off with business. So let's get back to business because if you've seen the new website, if you haven't actually seen the new website, let me just put in a post the link to the new website. Dawn, Dawn, just use Dawn. Here's the link to the new website. INTROSPECTIVE1.com. Okay, so that I'm an idiot. .com. There we go. So that's the link to the new website just gone up. Make sure you get over there and sign up for it, all free of charge. Just make sure you link in and become au fait with the new introspective website. But in terms of shows, in terms of teaching, in terms of seminars, in terms of all of that, it will be done on the Patreon channel. Okay, so I'll just go to get the advertising for the Patreon, and it'll come across the bottom of the screen in 2 seconds time. There we go. And so you'll be able to go to Patreon. Beg your pardon. Sign up for the Patreon channel. Do it before Christmas. If you sign up before Christmas, okay, just for the £5, that will give you access to everything right up to gold. Okay, so give you that £5 a month. Will give you, that's a month. Okay, that's the price of a cup of coffee. 1 cup of coffee a week. That is the price of 1 cup of coffee. £5 per month will give you access now from bronze, silver, and gold. If you sign up for £10 per month, it gives you full access, complete, and that gives you all percentages off. Now, I do apologize. I've got a bit of a croaky one today. If you sign up for the £5 a month, you get in with that. You get a read. Okay, and that's a private one-to-one.
Okay, so that's worth 75 quid on its own. So if you think about this, okay, if we do £5 a month over 12 months, that's only £60, and you get a £75 read in with that, free of charge. Okay, so it's better to book in £5 a month and get your read rather than to book me for a read. Work out. So if you do the £10 a month, okay, you get 3 reads. That's 3. No, actually, sorry, I beg your pardon. 4. You get 4 reads, one every 4 months. But one of those reads you can gift. So if you say to me, Paul, I want to gift one of my reads to a family member, to a friend, or whatever the case may be, that's inclusive. Okay, so you get 4 reads for that. It's for £10 a month. And again, not a lot you can get for £10 a month. I know. I've just been Maya came back on the train, and I nipped out to get her, and because we hadn't had our evening meal, I said, shall we go to shall we say, a well-known local restaurant company and get a quick X, Y, and Z? And she said, oh yeah, that sounds good, let's go for that. So I'm not going to tell you the name of the company, because that'll be advertising, and I'm not allowed to advertise. But I'm not going to tell you the name of the company that we went to. I would never do that. I would never advertise that company. So it's did I just see? Oh, I see. You say I've seen little Lynn Fern saying hi, Sue. Not Lily. I don't understand that. Now I've obviously missed something because I'm too busy looking at the camera. So I need to revert back. Oh, one of my screens hasn't gone up for some reason. I don't care. Lily is my YouTube name. I gotcha. Oh, Sue. Sue, how could Lily Sue 663 is your YouTube name? Okay, you can actually go in and change that, but doesn't matter as long as you're here, my love. Good to see you. Good to see you. So it's really, really great to see you. Now, I think, as I say, Sunday night with Paul Prance is it's all about that. Now, I really want to. I'm sorry, since August, that I've been really flat, and I've been, not doing my job, so to speak. I've not been out there. I've not been working with you guys. I literally haven't been doing anything. And I really, really was very close to just giving up on everything. I'm not going to, I don't lie. I don't do that. Okay. So I was very, very close to giving up on everything, because I'd never experienced anything like that before. I mean, I'd lost my mom, I'd lost my dad, I'd experienced that, and I've lost family members in the past, and I experienced that, but it's not the same. It's completely and utterly different. So I wasn't ready for it, and just having had an awful year, it was just like the icing on the cake. And I just thought, for as hard as I work, it doesn't seem to. Am I making a difference? Am I helping people? Is it getting through? Am I doing anything that's worth anything? And I became very kind of, not self-loathing per se, but just I'd given up. I'd given up on everything, and I was a wee bit pissed at the man upstairs, if I'm honest. It was kind of, I felt like he was teasing that, oh, Johanna's getting well. We're beating the cancer. The cancer's gone in her brain, and we just got to fight the rest of the cancer in her body, and we're winning. When bang, gone, she's dead, because of cancer in her brain. So I felt like there's like somebody was holding a carrot in front of my face. So I was a little bit. My emotions were everywhere, literally everywhere, and my sensible thinking or logic was non-existent. I was pretty much angry at a lot of people and a lot of things, and I wasn't really angry at a lot of people, a lot of things. I was just angry, full stop. But having a lot of people come to me, world or globally, Maya's behind me. You can't see her. Oh, you can't. If I do that, you can't see her. So Maya's actually behind me, but unless she sticks her head over my shoulder here, like
Never
this here. If
see
you
me.
put your head in close so people can see you, you got to come right into my. There you go. Look.
Hello. Hi.
Yes, her hair has gone red. It's not the camera. She stood out in out in the water in the rain for too long. Her head's gone rusty.
Yeah.
So,
Wasn't too pleased.
anyway, what are you doing?
Just looking after Shads.
All right.
See
See you in a minute.
you in a bit.
So anyway, yeah, I was really kind of all over the place, and but it was you. I mean, my family have been just second to none. I mean, my daughters have been far stronger than me. Rosie and Brandon, Maddie and Maya, they've been there and they've really helped lift me. Only Rosie and Brandon, Maddie and Maya lifted me. The rest didn't. My brother Paddy and his wife Colette and all of my friends and family who, my friends around the world, you guys pulled me back, with your messages of support and condolence and your support of me in sending me love and healing and strength and your message saying, Paul, take your time, don't try and get back, just we understand, don't worry, so for a couple of months, September and October, I was okay. Now November, I kind of woke up a wee bit. I started to come back, and I kind of started feeling my feet on the ground, and I could hear Johanna's voice in my head going. She used to call me Irish. She rarely called me Paul. If she called me Paul, I was in trouble. Do you know what I mean? So I could hear her voice going, "Hey, Irish, get up and get on with it now. Come on, you got it. You got stuff to do. Make me proud. Make me proud." She used to say that to me when I was going. I'm just going to go to the studio, babe. I'm going to do a show. She'd go, "Make me proud, love," and I'd go out and she'd like, make me proud. So I could hear that in my head, make me proud, make me proud. So why should I sit here and say to one of you wonderful people all over the world every single week, if you want to honor those who have crossed, be the best you can be here? And I allowed that to seep in, and I kind of got myself together, and I started reading again. You started coming back and doing reading as in reading books, reading books. And then I thought to myself, I'm wasting this time. Why don't I write? So I got back to writing again as well. And in reading the material that I've written, I was actually, my God, this is actually really good. So I'm telling you here and now, without blowing my own trumpet, Walking with the Light is going to be a spectacular book. I mean, I was reading it thinking, did I write this? Obviously, I wrote it because I was there when I wrote it. But let's have a look because haven't been too busy yapping. Ronnie Huff has joined us. Great, lovely to see you, Ronnie. Well done. Thanks for being here. Let's go back a little bit because I've seen people have been messaging. Okay, let's have a look. Julie said, "Don't worry, Paul's be expected." Lynn's obviously figured out where we went quickly for our evening meal. It's okay to do that every now and again. I'll be honest with you, Maya's been away for the last week, and I think I cooked 3 times in the whole 9 days. And cooking for yourself, I can understand people who don't want to cook themselves, but my dad, because when my mom passed, my dad, he did a lot what I did, and then he figured it out. He just batch cooked. So I mean, I thought, well, maybe I should do that. But Maya, yeah, you spelled it right, Julie. Mya. It's from the Book of Celts. It means of Mary. That's what it means. Maya means of Mary, and my mother was called Maureen. She was known as Maureen, but her real name was Mary Brona. And so Maya of Mary, that's where that came from. So I just wanted to say, redheads are best. Yeah, my mother was a redhead. Hope you're feeling John Howe around you. Now, the funny thing about it is, Julie, I'm not I'm not feeling her around me, and she hasn't turned up on any of the dreams, any of my, but I do understand why, because I'll get fixated and want her more. I do speak to her on a regular basis. Now, some of you guys who weren't here last week, Maya will tell you, we were in one of the bedrooms, and I have these touch lamps. You know, you literally touch the base of a lamp, and it's touch the whole sort of vasey shape is touch sensitive. You touch it anywhere, the light will go on. And I was in the room doing something. I can remember the light went out, and I just flippantly went, "All right, if that's you, Johanna, turn it back on." Boom, it came back on again, and I went, "Oh, wow, is that you? If that's you, really you, babe, turn it off." Boom, light went off, and I was like, "Oh my god!" And I went, "Go on, I'm not testing you, and I'm so glad you're here, but you're making me happy. But turn the light on, light, come on." So I went, I've got to show this to Maya. So I called Maya into the bedroom. So Maya said, "Maya, come here, watch this. Johanna, if you're here, turn the light off." Boom, light went off. And I said, if Maya is with me, turn the light back on. Boom, light came on again. And then Maya spoke to her, and she responded with the light going on and off. And it was from that moment I went, "Oh my God, I have been such an idiot. Get your ass up and get on with it." Okay. And I can hear her, "Come on, Irish, get on with it now. Come on, show them that you're the best. Show them, you know." And again, I'm not talking in that Scouse accent with that in the background. So, yeah, I tell her every day how much I miss her. And I do. I miss her beyond words. But I have to live. I have to get on, and I have to make her proud, because when the day comes that I do go home, I don't want to look at me going, you know, you could have done a lot more, you know. So it's a matter of getting up and getting on with it and making this life work. So Maya and myself are moving away from the southwest, and we're just going to make this time for a new chapter. So we're going to do that. Sue says, "My touch sensitive lamp did the same thing. It was my mom." There you go. There you go. So I had a wee visitor late this afternoon. I had a wee visitor come and speak to me. Happened to be visitors, plural. It was Sue's mom and Sue's daughter. I hope you don't mind me saying that, but they were very strong in their energy, because I'm glad of it, because I was really for giving up. I'd kind of like I'd felt so despondent in going, how can you do this to me? You know, I work for you guys, and I bring through messages of people around the globe, yet you just did this to me, you know. And I was for throwing in the towel, kind of speak, but I know Johanna wouldn't allow it. So Dawn says, "Love that with Johanna and Lamp." Yeah, it was great. And in fact, it was kind of like awakening from the nightmare of the sleep. Because there was days, and I'm sure those of you who have lost someone close to you, there was days where I was thinking, this is a nightmare. I'm going to wake up in a minute, and this is not going to be true, you know. And I was waiting to wake up, you know. And in that, during that time, shall I say, I didn't realize. I was just when I was with my doctors recently. He said, "Paul, you do realize you're suffering from depression, right?" And I was like, "No." He said, Paul, you've got a level of depression, okay, and the best way to fix that is to acknowledge it. So and I didn't realize that I was outpouring to him. I was just talking, you know. And he said, you've got depressions, you know, and that's okay. He said that's absolutely natural. Don't, you know, you're not in a position where we're not in a very serious medical position where I need to do something. You're doing everything naturally, but I'm hearing and seeing the depression, but I'm hearing you fixing it. I went, "Oh, okay." And I said, "So what are we doing?" He said, "Just keep doing what you're doing." You'll be okay. And that mixed in with the lamp thing, mixed in with my family, mixed in with you guys, as the days come, I'm feeling better, and I do feel stronger, and I do feel ready to come back to work. Am I going to come back to work 100% before Christmas? No, no, because this I'm oh, I do. I will share this with you. I will tell you. I haven't released any pictures yet, but 3 days ago I became a granddad. Yes, my oldest daughter Rosie and her husband Joel had a baby son, and little Oscar came into the world a few days ago on the 25th, and that has helped as well. I was talking to Rosie today, FaceTime, and I was looking at little Oscar, and she said, Dad, I'm sorry for what you're going through. I said, no. I said, you know what? Oscar come with you guys coming into the world has brought balance back. Okay, you brought such a beautiful. You've given me such an amazing gift that you've brought balance back into my life, and I have something else to get up and get on and make it happen now. So yeah. Am I out of it yet? No, I'm not out of it yet, but I am a lot better than what I was. And congratulations, granddad. Yeah, I'm a granddad. I before Johanna passed, we knew that Oscar was on his way. We didn't know his name was going to be Oscar, by the way. We just knew we were going to have a grandson. We just didn't know his name, but that was the goal. When I would sit with Johanna and say to her, right, come on, we can do this. I want you to be holding your grandson. And the very last words that I whispered into her ear before she passed was, you're going to get to see our grandson before I do. That was the last words I whispered into her, apart from telling her how much I loved her, of course. But I said to her, you're going to get to see him before I do. And that was it. And I told Rosette today, and I had a wee bit of a tear. In fact, I've got a lump in my throat now. Yeah, it's funny how when somebody passes, a baby is born. So there's little Oscar's brought balance. I'm not going to release pictures onto my media until Joel and Rosie are happy for me to do that. I've said to them, can I raise a picture? They went, we haven't told everybody yet, Dad, would you mind holding off? And I said, yeah, absolutely, totally. I'm going to hold off, but he is beautiful. I'll just tell you that. I can't wait to see him in the flesh. I haven't seen him in the flesh yet. Anyway, so little Oscar has arrived, and he is safe and he's well, and Rosie is safe and she's well, and Joel is knackered. My son-in-law. Now, I've got a piece of fur. Let's get back to business. Thank you. I want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Thank you to everybody in the world who has contacted me and who has messaged me and who is sending me energy. It is very much appreciated, and it's very much invited. Keep sending it because it is up and down. Those of you who have lost a husband or wife will know that some days it's great and other days it's not. And I'm not just a husband and wife, but somebody close, like a mom, dad, brother, sister, husband, wife, son, daughter. It is hard, but I will say this now with conviction. I know how you feel. I know exactly how you feel. And I will say this with conviction. If you want to honor those who have crossed, then be the best you can be here. And one thing, and I will say to all of you people out there, and I want you to listen to me. Listen to me with your ears, okay? Not with your mind. Listen with your ears. Get up and live every day for yourself, okay? You're not being selfish, okay? But if you don't get everything out of the life that life can offer you, then you are being selfish because you're not taking the opportunities out there that are being made or are being afforded to you. So make this world happen, okay? So when the day comes and you are going to go home, and you can sit back and you can say, yeah, I did everything right. I did everything I could. When the big day comes and I'm standing before whomever, I know that I've done some research, and people who have had NDEs have said that they were in front of people and they said, what did you do? What was it that you did for your fellow man? And the person who was talking about the NDE said, I don't remember. So then they showed them, this is what you did. So it was more important for what you did for your fellow man. Okay. More important how you lived your life. Did you get everything out of it as well? It's great thing giving and helping your fellow human beings. Absolutely, I'm not going to take that away, but it's also here. It starts here. It doesn't start out there. It starts here. Remember that. Thank you, Sue. Catching up with you now. All of you guys, your grandparents. I'm catching up with you guys. Right, let's get down to work. That's all the personal stuff I've tried to cover. If you can, I'm really very much open for questions. I want Sunday night to be about Q&A. You're going to love introspective. Introspective is going to be more about intertwining spiritual development with your own development. So introspective, if any of you has gone out there and if you've gone out there and Googled what introspective means, it means looking inward, taking a good look inside, and you will love what I've got planned for you. But if you're not on Patreon, you're going to miss out. So for the sake of £5 a month or £10 a month, which I highly recommend you do, because you get 4 reads out of that. So if you think about that, so that's £120 a year. Well, two reads alone is worth more than that. 2 reads alone are 150. So that's 300 quid's worth of reads you get just for signing up for £10 a month. Well worth it. And you will get a read every quarter. You will get money off all merchandises and books. And if you're in the £5 or the £10 level, you also get access to any material that comes out before everybody else. Okay, so new shows that I am recording, you will get access to them first. Any seminars that I record, you get access to them first before they get then put onto my other sites. And you will have seminars specifically for the Patreon members and for nobody else. So don't miss out. All right. Oh, Denise, thank you. I don't want you crying. I mean, if crying can be good because it's a release. You're getting rid of it. The reason why I talk about my experiences is to allow the people like your good selves, the lovely people who are following me every week, to allow you to understand that I'm coming from a place of knowledge and not from a place of what ifs. I'm coming from a place of I've experienced all of this, and I've been involved with this now, and I've built up the knowledge. And nearly 40 years of being a psychic medium has allowed me to build up an extreme level of knowledge. And it's also allowed me to become the type of medium I wanted to be, which is filtering out all the frilly stuff. It's just a load of rubbish. So I got rid of all the frilly stuff and I've got down to business. I did some research on Christianity. I did some research, quite a lot of research on different other, because my mind, when I was young, I thought everybody thought I was going to become a priest, including me, by the way, because when I was young, I didn't understand that my psychic levels had not only engaged, but were engaging on a very high level. So everybody assumed that I was getting what was referred to as the calling, which is to become a priest. And I'd spoken with, I had a bishop in the family. At that time, he was a Monsignor. I'd spoken with the Monsignor, who then introduced me to the bishop, and we were chatting, and they were like, you don't have to worry about passing exams. You're going to get accepted to the seminary straight away because of who you know. And I was like, oh, okay. And I've told you the story about when I realized that I'm not going to become a priest. when I was standing in Armagh Cathedral, beautiful place. Look at it. In fact, on Sunday nights, right about now, I think, I'm not too sure, you have live streaming mass from that actual chapel. In fact, if you go onto the live stream Sunday mass just to look at the cathedral, you'll see the pulpit. If you're looking at the altar straight in front of you, the pulpit's just off to your right. And I went up in that pulpit because I was the bishop's nephew. I could go wherever I wanted, really. So I went up into the pulpit and I was standing up there and I put my hands on this beautiful plush, kind of crimson, velvety kind of a thing that was there. And the pulpit's made of granite. Oh, stunning. And I literally heard the words, "Not like this." And I looked behind me like that, thinking, oh, is somebody going to tell me off? And I heard it again, "Not this way." And I went, okay. And I walked down because it's like a spiral staircase downwards. And I walked down the spiral staircase. My mom was at the bottom of it, and she was cleaning in the chapel. And she said, "Well, how did it fit?" And I said, "Not like this, Mom. It's not going to be this way." And she went, "Oh, well, at least I won't have to call you father." And she just kept on walking. And I looked at her and I thought, oh my God, she is sharp as a whip. And I walked, I bowed to the altar as you do. You show courtesy. And I walked out of the cathedral, and I walked right out of the cathedral, and I walked down the steps, and part of me went, oh, I was kind of looking forward to becoming a priest. I was thinking, I'm going to be a cool priest, like a cool down with the crew priest. But clearly that wasn't meant to be the place. But then I ended up doing sermons and doing services at a lot of spiritual churches. And I went, right, I get you. This is where it was supposed to be. So I ended up doing what I was supposed to be doing, but just not in that way. That's when they said, not this way, not like this. You will be doing this, but not like this. So, and then obviously I was then ended up being on stage and being on radio and TV and live broadcasting like this. So everything that I wanted to be has happened. The Walking with the Light, it's going to be a really big book. It's not going to be your average, book per se. It's going to be a really big book, and it's going to be a read, but you'll get to read about my experiences from the very, very start, from when it started to now, literally, and right up until I finish it, and I got a funny feeling if I don't get on and get it finished, I'll just keep adding to it, but that's okay. So let's go back to what I want to do. And I love doing this with you guys. And I really, really do love doing this. I want you to ask me questions. Please, please, please ask me questions. Chris is saying everyone needs time to mourn. Yes, you are 100% correct, my friend. Absolutely. But it's mourning and then there's grief. And they are two different things. Grief is the emotional aspect of mourning. Grief is the emotional aspect connected with the loss. And we, as human beings, acknowledge that loss with the last time we saw that person. Now, on both occasions, I wasn't there when my parents passed. And on this occasion, this was my first experience with someone passing who was so close to me, and I was holding their hand when they passed. And even though I knew she was going to leave us, it was still a shock when she left us. There was still that moment where she didn't draw a breath back in again. And that's where the grief started. So it's a matter of understanding that was the body shutting down. That was the mechanics, the machinery shutting down, and not her spirit. Her spirit would have left that mechanical broken car hours beforehand, maybe even days beforehand, because she'd be able to come in and out. Actually, no, that's not true, because she was very much connected to us days before that. It was 5 days before that. She was like, you wouldn't have been able. Well, actually, 7 days before she passed, you wouldn't have been able to tell she was unwell. She was just normal Johanna. And then when they told us what had happened, and the cancer had not only come back, but it come back extremely aggressively, and we were like looking at the end, at the end of the road, she went downhill like really just gone. Part of me is pissed that I didn't get the opportunity to get myself ready or get her ready and off we go. But maybe she was already there, because every time she tried to talk to me about saying, I am going home, you need to know that, I would change the subject because I just didn't want to accept it. And for somebody who does what I do, I still don't step back and go, that's wrong, you should have like listened to her. No, because I wasn't ready to let her go. I was believing that there are miracles out there that can happen, and I was believing that I was up a position that I should be in line for a miracle. And right up to, as you remember seeing, on the day before she passed, I was holding her hand and asking you guys for energy, strength, love, and healing. And then we got that horrible, horrible person. I don't mean we say human being, just horrible person saying that she deserves everything she gets. That just tells you kind of low life that person is. Anyway, I was, even then I knew she was going to pass, but I still wouldn't let myself believe it. But she knew in advance. So I would say she was in and out days before she passed, and it was the machinery shutting down that I experienced. Don't want to do it again. Don't want to experience that again ever. I'm going to do it myself, but I don't want to see anybody else. I that's a selfish thing to say. I just realized that. That's an extremely selfish thing to say. I don't want to. Should I look at it from a position of you are blessed to be able to help that person cross? That's the position I should be looking from it. Looking at it from. I should be able to give that person the strength and the belief and the to remove the stress. Yeah. Yeah, that actually happened, Julie, and I can even point you right to the person who did it. So, horrible human being. Actually, I wouldn't say human being, just horrible person. So anyway, listen, come, let's lift this energy up. Let's push it up. I got him here. All right, so let's focus on let's get some questions going. So please, two things. Number one, get yourself across to Patreon, sign up for one of the levels. My advice, £10. You will get so much more out of it, and you will get 4 reads in the year, and one of which you can gift. So if you want to have the whole 4 to yourself, not a problem. If you want to have 3 for yourself and gift the third one, like you can have one every quarter or one every 4 months. That is a quarter, you idiot. You can have them yourself or gift one to a family member or friend as a birthday present, or as a Christmas present, even for that matter, and I can do that for you as well, so it's not a problem. I said goodbye to my mom, says Sue. The morning I said goodbye to my mom in the morning, as we knew it was going to happen, and as been through before, and couldn't watch another person pass, so I understand. Thank you very much for saying that. If I had a friend and a family member who wanted me there, I would be there. If I have a choice, I don't think I want to be there, but it's a really hard, difficult thing to think about. To be the best, I would need to be there. I have done this. I have gone to a good friend of mine who is one of my helpers, and Carol, and her daughter rang me up and said, Paul, she's hanging on. She keeps hanging on, and she just wants to hang on. I think she wants to see you. So I jumped in the car and I drove straight over, and I just said to everybody, "Can you just give me 5 minutes with her?" And everybody went, "Yep, sure." And they all cleared out. So I just held her hand and I, just talked to her, and I said, "It's okay. They're going to be fine. They're going to be fine. And it's okay for you to be where you're going to go. You've seen." Because I could feel her energy that she touched the light, and I said to her, "You're going to love where you're going, and you know that, okay? And I really want you to be here when you. I want you to help me, you know." So I said my goodbye to her too, and told her I loved her as a friend, and I gave her daughters a hug and a kiss, and shook the rest of the family's hands. And I said, "Thank you for letting me be a part of this." And I left. And within about 2 hours, they went, "Whatever you did," she had a smile on her face, and she just went to sleep and kept on sleeping. And I went, "I'm glad to be a part of that." Not selfish at all, Paul, just being human like the rest of us. Totally understand, totally natural feel after watching someone you love pass in this way. I did it too after nursing. Yes, Sue is one of those amazing people who was a nurse. Wow. Cancer is so damn cruel. Cancer has no conscience. Remember that. You have done an amazing amount of work for the world, Sue. So just remember, when you doubt yourself, okay, which came up on that read today, young lady, when you start doubting yourself, just remember what you have done for the world. Actually, somebody told me off for that recently as well, that you're too wrapped up in what you haven't done instead of what you actually have done. And I was like, oh, I never thought of it from that point of view. So it is a matter of and I say to people, that's dead easy to judge me on what I got wrong. Why don't you start judging me on what I got right? And there's a lot of horrible human beings out there. And, I'm going through something at the minute, which is just complete lies and untruths. But anyway, we'll deal with that. I was with my dad, says Julie. I told him that we were all okay and he needn't worry. And he passed shortly after. And again with cancer. Oh, my darling. I'm with you. So now, one of the things that I'm going to be doing with some good friends around the globe is starting the Quiet Corner. I have spoke about that, and you will learn more about that as days and weeks and months go on. But it's for people who are not only just suffering with cancer, but who are dealing with people who are currently still patient and still here. Because what I realized was, when Johanna was in hospital, I didn't realize that. I just realized I had nobody I could turn to. There was nobody I could just sit down and go, my wife's just gone into hospital. She's got cancer. She's going to have a brain. She's going to have an operation on her brain. And there was nobody I could just turn around and say that to, who would go, yeah, I know what you're going through. So, and when Johanna was in there, I got this epiphany to start something called the Quiet Corner, where people can talk to each other around the world that are going through something. Whereas I can now sit down and go, yeah, I experienced exactly what you're going through. I know what you're going through. Have you done this? Have you thought about this? And blah, 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 blah. And I thought, what a great idea. When I told that to Johanna, she went, that's an amazing idea. We've got to make this happen. So that's something I'm going to focus on. Julie says, I'm 6 years free from my breast cancer and always in fear. Julie, I'm with you. I had testicular cancer and I had lymphoma as well. So I went through both of those, and I'm constantly thinking about, is it going to come back? And every time I go through something heavy and I end up in hospital, I just say to the doctors in there, like, whatever it is can be fixed, right? And they go, well, yeah. I say, I just want you to tell me whether or not I've got cancer. They go, you haven't got cancer. I go, that's okay, because we can fix hearts and we can fix lungs and we can fix legs and we can fix hip. One of the things I'm suffering at the minute is a hip issue. We can fix those, but cancer is a bit of a BS, so I won't swear on this, but we gotta club together. Hence the reason bringing back or making this Quiet Corner. So come on, guys, let's get some questions going. I want to I've been yapping to you for 50 minutes now, and I don't want to. I don't want to waste the whole time just releasing. So let's go. Let's go. Ask me some questions. Come on. You'll never get a read if you don't ask. So thank you for all the energy, though. Drinking Coca-Cola. I don't normally drink Coca-Cola, and I don't normally drink it at this late at night, but oh, I'm glad you're okay. Thank you so much, Jules. I am. I'm very. I'm good. I'm gonna stay good. And I'm the one of the I'm that kind of guy who will go down swinging, so I won't give up. So if you've got any questions for me tonight, please put them to me now. Come on, the chat room seems a bit slow tonight. Normally it's going like that. Christopher says, my dad passed of cancer. I've been, oh, move quickly. I've been in the hospital for the last 2 weeks because of liver cancer. And you've got liver cancer, my dear friend. I'm so sorry to hear this. I will focus on my energies upon you over the next days to help you pass. Well, let's get that rid of it. Get it passed out of your system so that you get back to full health. Okay. Sue says, so do you think the soul leaves a while before the body dies? I don't think that. I know it for fact. Okay. Now, you've been a medical professional yourself, so people have said to doctors, I was watching you operating on me. Okay. So if you think about that, just think about those words. People have actually experienced themselves being operated on, and they've said to the surgeon, I saw you do this, I saw them do that, and I saw this woman say this, and blah, 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 blah. So yes, the soul can leave the physical body while it's still alive. While the physical body is, I very often think about that. I get upset and emotionally annoyed when I hear people saying, "Oh, do you talk to the dead?" And I go, "There's no such thing as death." Okay, and they go, "Yes, there is. You die." And no, your body dies, your soul carries on. I learned that really, really early on in my career. So there is so much. In fact, I was watching a short program today on where a gentleman had been regressed, and he'd been regressed right back into the days of Cromwell, and he was able to find where he did battle for Cromwell, and where a church that he went into to seek refuge while he was still that person, and where he was laid to rest. So all of that evidence tells me that the soul carries on. We are made up of energy. We are made up of energy and matter, and even the matter is energy. So when we do that, we create energy. That's energy. We just created that energy. And where does that energy go? It goes out. Energy doesn't, you can't destroy energy. You just create it. Okay. So when this machine shuts down, the energy of the spirit of the soul will carry on. Thank you, God bless you, and there for you during your grief. I genuinely appreciate you. Thank you so very, very much. Thank you. What I'm going to bring back, actually, Christopher, you've just spawned this thought. It's something I had been thinking about before, something I used to do in the past. During my show, during the radio show that I used to have, I used to do a meditation for anybody who was suffering with illness or suffering with loss. So I used to do a healing slot in the show, and I think I'm going to bring that back. So what we'll do is we'll do it either in the middle of the show or at the end of the show, but we will definitely bring that back. I think it's a really good idea. I asked if I was with a patient when they were passing, the air in the room would feel thick and heavy for a while, as I felt it was the energy. Yeah, I've heard of that. I've seen actual footage of people who've passed, and you see like an energy float up and out of them. I've seen that happen. I've seen it happen with animals where the spirit energy is up. And the thing about it is, I was always a little bit of a skeptical as to people used to say is where is heaven? Is heaven up? Is heaven up? And I said, well, I don't know because the world is a sphere. It's a globe. It's a sphere. And no matter if you go up far enough, if you go left far enough, you're going to go out into space one way or the other. Okay, if you can imagine a sphere, I'm looking around to see if there's all right, well, one of these. Imagine that's the world. Okay, imagine that's the world. Okay, so we're in the center of the world, and we pass, and the spirit goes up. Does it come up out of here? Does it come up out of that way? Does it go down that way? Because wherever this is in the spirit, in the vastness of space, it is. Look, and here's the thing about the Earth, right? So that's the North Pole, and that's the South Pole. They aren't. It doesn't sit like that. The Earth doesn't sit like that. The Earth sits like that. Okay, so when the Earth turns, it turns like that. It doesn't turn like that. Okay, it turns in a slightly off angle. So at some point, this part is going to be closest to the sun, and that's where you get your polar caps melting. And as it goes around like that and it's away from the sun, it freezes again. So this global warming thing is because we're like that at the minute, and it will come around like that. And the reason I know that is because I sat with a physicist and he told me. Okay. I'm loving these conversations in the chat room tonight, by the way, guys. So so let's I'd love to get some work in for you guys. So let me share with you, Lynn. I'm being drawn to you. I'm being drawn to you by a gentleman by the name of John, and that's John, not Jon. There's a gentleman by the name of John to be mentioned, and he either wants me to talk about the month of March as being significant, or the third of a month as being significant here. He's telling me Easter is significant. He's telling me like me. So that means to say that my dad passed on Good Friday, which is obviously 4 days before or 3 days before Easter Sunday. So he said like me. So he's telling me Easter or Easter time is significant here. There is a heart related issue, but also like an aneurysm or a blood clot or something along those lines to be acknowledged. But there's a heart because I'm getting a palpitation in my chest, and there's a heart. But I'm getting either a blood clot or an aneurysm, but there's something to do with something that affects the brain. Now, whether this is one person or two different people, I don't know. Somebody was connected to engineering or worked with big vehicles in some way. Now, I don't know whether you can come back to me or not on that one quickly, Lynn, because that energy just jumped in. Now, there's also a name sounds like, I don't know whether it's Jennifer or Jeffrey. It sounds one of those, Jennifer or Jeffrey. That kind of a name is being shouted in the background, and I'm supposed to acknowledge as well. I don't know whether you're talking about trying to move house, but it's not the right time at the moment. It's not the right. Okay, card time. It's got to be card time. All right. So as you can see, the cards aren't preordained, and the reason why you guys know I don't tell any porkies, but for those people who watch the show later on, I just like to let everybody know that I don't preordain the cards. I don't. Okay. First card that comes out then is okay. Let me just. It says if you believe, okay, things will happen. The whatever you want to happen for you will happen if you believe. Okay, you have to put your whole conviction into it, and not just kind of working on a wing and a prayer and a hope. Okay, if you believe. I'm supposed to give you 3 cards, by the way. So, card number 2, like I just said, if you're talking about moving, it's not the right time. I don't. This whole thing is it's a wee bit hard to focus on there, but it's not the right time. So I was getting the feeling about, if you're trying to be looking for properties to move to, now is not the time to do it. It will be end of January is when you should start looking. Okay. And lastly, on this particular, wow, what did I just say? End of January. A year from now. A year from now. Now, whether that means next year, which is what I'm getting the feeling of it is, which is what I said, as we kind of open these cards up, January is what I'm getting the feeling of, right? End of January before you start looking. So, if you can, let's have a look. I was told once that the deceased just walked into the next room. No, I think what you're relating to is there's a psalm where it says, "Think of me, talk of me as you always did. Think of me as merely being in the next room." That's what that. It's a psalm. I actually have that. That's something I keep that connects me to my mom. So, in terms of what that read just now, Lynn, can you respond to that? That'd be fantastic. The rest of you guys, come back to me with questions. I really need you to jump in because we're already a year, an hour into the show. So let me know. Woo! I tell you what I did wrong. I put the heating on in the room before I started the show. Not a good choice. Holly's lying across the couch over here, and she's like, it's clearly too hot because it's warm, and I'm stuffed up. You can hear me being stuffed, and that's the dry air in the room. Yeah, it's all as well. Yeah, that's the one, Sue. That is the one. Lynn's agreeing with me. The healing slot is right. The people who passed in my life always have. Okay, let's read that again. The people who have passed in my life always have come to me at night in my dreams, right after they pass, and bring all the other people who have passed with them. Is this normal? I would not say it's normal. I would say you are lucky and amazingly great to experience that. Most people don't. I mean, it took my mother 3 years to get through to me. 3 years. Okay, and I'm a professional medium. Johanna hasn't come through to me per se yet. She has come through to me in physical connection, as in with the light, etc. But if you were getting that, Ronnie, and they're going and they're connecting with you straight away, please just accept it as an amazing gift and an amazing prayer. Well done, and I keep accepting it. Yes, says Lynn, my twin brother John. My dad had a heart attack and my mom had 5 strokes after each other. Jeffrey was my brother-in-law. Right. Okay. I'm definitely with you. So in relation to the moving house, don't start looking until the end of January. That's the right energy, the right time to be looking. Paul, could you pull a card for Denise, please? Yeah, Sue. See, what did I tell you in that read earlier? Put yourself first. But I will do this for Denise. Absolutely. Of course I will. You have to think twice. There we go. It's come out. It's actually jumped out. Look, it's jumped out of the deck. You see it? If I turn the deck cards that way. This is this bloody background. This one here. Like, see the one that it literally jumped out of the deck by itself. Okay. Right, Denise, I don't know what you're going through at the moment. I'm going to hold this card like that so you can see. It says communicate clearly. As I'm holding this card, there's something going on about either miscommunication or the information's incorrect. There's something about miscommunication or incorrect information being bantered around that needs to be stopped and recalibrated. That's probably good words there. and also and along with that, Denise, I'm seeing a car with a ribbon around it. So there's a new car coming in, or to acknowledge a new car that's come into the family. There's a T connection here that I'm supposed to talk about, like Tracy, Tom, Tim. There's a name, and remember, when I say names, don't automatically assume this person's crossed. This could be either someone who's talking to me, who's with them, or please say hi to. Okay, so don't automatically assume the T is crossed, but there's a strong T like Tony, Tom, Tracy, Trisha. I don't know. There's a name like that to be acknowledged. The time we talk about this month. Oh no, 12th. Okay, either they want me to talk about December as being significant or the 12th of November. Okay, as soon as I went this month, I seen the number 12 come up. So either they want me to talk about December as being significant or the 12th of November. Okay. Denise, I don't know whether it's you or there's somebody that's connected to you has a blood circulation or a blood pressure issue. If that's the case, I'm not a doctor. Don't ever go to a doctor and say the medium said, okay, because they'll start looking at you and going, "Oh, really?" But when I'm seeing symbols, I see little arrows going up and down. That means to me circulation, okay, or blood pressure. So where there's a blood related issue, please get on top of it, okay. I got into an accident last week. I need a new car. Oh wow. Okay. My dad's birthday is December the 3rd. Right. Okay. Please, 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 just get the blood thing checked and off your mind, kind of a thing. Yeah, there's a new car. They want me to acknowledge a new car coming into play for you. They're telling me to say Christmas is going to be fine. It's going to be fine. Don't worry. It's going to be okay. Okay. So where there's a little bit of a worry, a little bit of a stress going on there, it's just it'll be fine. Denise, and I've got this older female that's hovering over you. So she's moved to the left and above. When they move to the left from me, that means to me they're of mom's side of the family. So I'm not sure whether this is mom or an older sister or an aunt, but there's an older female that comes in on the left-hand side. Now, whether she passed with emphysema, whether she passed with pleurisy, whether she passed with pneumonia, I don't know, but something affects the lungs in such a way that it gets to the point where it assists in how she crosses. Okay. I'm seeing old school here. So somebody must have passed with a very, very old school issue. Something that I can't remember what it's called. When where it was said that badgers spread this disease. But I'm seeing somebody coughing into a tissue and there's blood in the tissue. So they're telling me to say there's an old school crossing here. Just hold your head high, Denise, and know that you are good enough, okay? Just know you got to look in the mirror and go, do you know what? I am good. I am a good person. I believe in myself. If you don't love yourself, how can you expect anyone else to love you? Okay, start with you. Start within. Okay, that's what the whole name of the show is, introspective. That's what it's all about, starting within. Okay, and I want you all to be a part of introspective for 2026 because we're going to start within. We're going to start with ourselves. Remember what I've taught you all of the ways, all of these years, that the energy you give off is the energy you attract. So if I get you balanced and ready and set up for 2026, then it's going to be a great year. So get your butts over there and become part of Patreon. Hopefully that helps you out, my darling. All right. What did Chris? I did see Chris say something there, and it shot up before I could do something about it. Let's have a look. Okay, Chris, there we go. Paul, do you see that I will have a tube to drain out my liver, or will my liver function appear tomorrow on a lower number? Chris, I kind of like. I mean, I put the energy out there and I put the I put the energy out. I don't know what affects diabetes. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I don't know what affects diabetes.
Diabetes can seriously affect your entire body over time.
Okay,
leading
thank
to
you for sharing that. I didn't really ask you a question. That was my phone decided to kick in there.
You are correct. It seems I misread your previous statement.
Thank you. I didn't
How
think
can I help you now?
by shutting up, please.
Hi.
Did you guys saw that? I mean, here's my phone. There it is. Look, it was just sitting there, and you heard it as I was doing that read for Christopher. It just kicked in. I mean, I didn't press anything on it. I mean, in fact, I'll show you. It's closed. I keep it closed. Like, it's closed. Because I don't want to be interrupted while I'm working. And I had I had sugar come into my brain, come into my thoughts. So there's something about that they're more they're it has to take more preference over your liver. That's all I'm being shown. Okay. But I do see you being okay. That much is true. And there's something about oils, natural oils of some description I'm supposed to share with you. Once again, I only share the information. I don't profess to be an expert of anything in that field. Oh, thank you, Denise. I love you too. Thank you so very much. It's very kind of you. March 1st was Archie's funeral, and his birthday was the 6th of March. They never refer to funerals, Lynn. They never, ever refer to funerals. They don't talk about the day they died or the day they were laid to rest. They say birthday or anniversary. They don't ever say, this is the day I died. Never do they say that. In fact, I was told off by them for saying, oh, is that the day you died? And their response was, if I'm dead, how can I be talking to you? Good point. So we remember the day we laid them to rest, okay? And the day that Johanna went home, I'll always remember the 25th of August. I'll always remember that. But to them, it's the birthday anniversary. That I used the correct words there, the day she went home, not the day she died. So it's important to remember that. Really take that on board. I would say it's more along the birthday anniversary line that they're acknowledging, okay? By shutting up, yeah. Easter, my ex was taken into hospital and passed with cancer 5 days later. Right, like that's what they say, like me. That my dad passed on Good Friday. So come on, guys, keep this going. I'm loving this energy. I'm going to give you 15 more minutes, and then inside of that 15 minutes, by the way, I'm going to be doing 3 cards. Okay, and the 3 cards for everybody, not just for y'all, for one person at a time. Sue says, hope that helped you a bit, Denise. If it has helped you, please do let me know. And don't forget, guys, it's really important that if you're watching on YouTube, that you do hit the like button and you have subscribed. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. It's all free of charge. And make sure you share. At the bottom, you'll see a little arrow pointing like that. Click that and share it with your friends and family. Okay, that's really important. Julie says, lovely group. Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Julie, for being here. Okay, it's important. You know, it doesn't exist without you. The world doesn't exist without you, Julie. Think about that for a second. That's a really poignant thought. I've put that to audiences before, and they went, of course it does. Does it? Does the world exist without you? Think about it. Denise says, yes, it's helped me. Thank you so much. It's an absolute pleasure. And if it's helped you or helped everybody else, now remember, even though I'm doing reads for specific people, the messages within those reads is for everybody. You know, what is the message that's within the reads? So if I take out the technical aspects like dates and times and places and blah, 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 what's the message? The message is, I'm coming through to give this information to Paul because I'm fine. Okay, that's message number 1. Message number 2 is, only the machine, that's what closes down. The spirit or the energy of the soul carries on. And message number 3 is, if I'm saying this, that, and the other, or X, Y, and Z, clearly I can see what's going on in your life. That means I'm still connected to you. And it's the bonds of love that we had while we were here that connects us while we leave. That's the only thing we take with us. A lot of people come to me and go, oh, I'm really, really sorry that, I did this and I didn't get an opportunity to settle that. I always say to people that when we cross to the other side of life, we kind of hang up our code of inhibitions. What does that mean, Paul? Code of inhibitions. It means all of the little stupid politics, crap, BS that we deal with here isn't important. Okay, when we cross to the other side of life, and we cross into or we go home, it's the love that we have that connects us. Nothing else. No hate, no fallouts, no she did this and he did that, and I didn't get the chance to say goodbye. They don't care. Okay, they don't care. They don't care about what crossed them to the other side of life. They don't care about that either. Not interested, not remotely. They only let me know the symptoms because you connect to the symptoms, not them. You do. So they make me feel like a heart attack, or they make me feel like an aneurysm, they make me feel like blood pressure. But thank God they stopped making me feel like blood pressure, and they started to do like little arrows going up and down like that. I just see little arrows doing that, and that tells me circulation. And then they'll show me a bag of, for all of the people in the UK, for everybody outside of the UK will not have a clue what I'm talking about, but I see a bag of Tate and Lyle. Everybody here in the UK goes, oh yeah, Tate and Lyle. So I'll see a bag of sugar. What does that represent? Diabetes or sugar-related issues. So it's basically little symbolisms. That's how they talk. I was watching Billy Connolly, who I'm an absolute devoted fan of, but I was watching a few other. It was Michael McIntyre, and they were taking the Mickey out of mediums, and they were, Michael McIntyre was going, let me get this right, okay? So we got a spirit coming up, and he just goes MTO and runs off again, and he was taking the Mickey that we get. He doesn't understand how we get the information. It's not like they don't come up and go, here, I am Thomas, I am connected to this person, tell him that and that. Boom. On occasion it happens like that, but not often, because they don't have a voice and we hear with our ears. So we have to interpret what they're sending down. So sometimes we interpret it correctly, and other times we misinterpret it. But when I'm hearing with this, I'm hearing so. Sometimes it's broken, like John. So while I'm hearing, thinking, feeling, and using the other senses that they use, I've got to try and put that together into a sentence that you'll understand. So, Mr. McIntyre, as much as I think you're one of the best comedians that ever walked, as well as the king of comedians, Billy Connolly, you don't know what you're talking about. It's okay to take the Mickey. I am completely okay and happy taking the Mickey. I used to be a comedian myself. I used to be a comedian on my shows when I was live on stage. In fact, I still bring comedy into my shows live on stage because that is the only way to heal. But learn a little bit more about the subject matter. You're doing a good job, Paul. Thank you for giving us so much insight on the other side, and we love you. Ronnie, thank you so very much. That makes me feel a lot better. It really does. Keep coming with the questions, guys. We have another 10 minutes. Come on, let's go. Keep going with the questions. In the meantime, I'm going to get your 3 cards right here. So what I want you to do is, if you're not going to ask me any questions, which is kind of the whole point of having the show, Sunday Night with Paul Francis. Sunday Night Live with Paul Francis. Sounds very Sunday night at the Palladium thing, doesn't it? Anyway, so what I want you to do is I want you to get a question in your mind. Sue says, so glad you're feeling up to being back on here again, Paul. You are one of a kind, the best kind, and don't you forget it. Thank you so very much. Lump. Thank you so much. I've just tried to be, I've just tried my best. I've just worked hard at being honest in what I do. Okay, have I been an angel all my life? No, no, I haven't been an angel all my life, but I've never gone out to hurt anybody. I've never done anything that would hurt anybody, deliberately gone out. I couldn't do it. It's not in me to do it. So I just done my best for everybody. And, when the day comes when I do have to go home, and having had what I call shots across the bag myself, where I've been upstairs twice now, twice, I've had NDEs. I know what's coming. I know what, they're not interested in the politics of life. They're not remotely interested in that. They are more interested in, have you lived your life? Have you really lived your life? Or did you just misuse it? Okay. Have you lived your life for the best that you can be? And what did you do for other people on the way? So with that in mind, I just think to myself, right, when the last day comes and people are talking about me at my funeral, when they're standing up there and going, he was the best dad, he was the best granddad, and he did his best for everybody. Yeah, I'll be all right with that. Okay, card number 1. Sue, thank you. And you're a big help in getting me back as well, by the way, young lady. I know you're going through right now too. I know you're going through an extreme, bit like myself. Part 2. So thank you for taking the time out to support me while you're going through some dark woods of your own. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate all of you, everybody, all of you who message me every single day and tell me that keep your chin up and get on with it. I really do listen. I don't. There are times I tend to be reading when I'm doing something. I have a wee look and I go, oh, that's kind. That's very nice. Sometimes I don't respond to people. It's because I find it difficult to focus on 2 different things at once. So I was kind of like, oh, that's really, really nice of you to say. And I'll respond, or I'll get round to responding later. But I do read them and I am very grateful. Okay. So in your heart, if there's a question in your heart, send that question up and say, I really love for you to answer this for me. And be the angelic realm. Oh, we go. It's the purple one. Okay, gotcha. The angelic realm, or your friends and family who can influence these cards tonight. That's okay. Now I have 3 cards in front of me. 1, 2, and 3. There's a lot of good energy in here tonight, Jules. Yes, indeedy. Okay, this card keeps getting pushed off the top deck. Okay, keeps pushing off the deck. I put it on twice, and twice it floated off. So it was meant to be this card as well. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm supposed to share this card with you all, okay? Because it kept getting pushed off the top deck. Off the top, I put the deck down and it's floated off, and I pushed it back on and floated off again. And the card says, let's make sure you read it the right way. You ready? You ready for this? Meditation brings answers. Wow. I promise you, with my hand over my heart, this floated off the top of the deck. Meditation brings answers. Twice tonight you witnessed something, and I've just put it on the deck and it stayed there. I just put it back on the deck again and it stayed. Didn't float off again. Twice tonight you've witnessed things. The phone kicked in while I was talking about Christopher, and I mentioned, what, I'm getting this. I'm being shown sugar. There's a connection to diabetes here. There's something along those lines, and it kicked in. And I've just mentioned the same words, and it hasn't said a thing. It just goes to show you they can interact with technology. Christopher, in terms with you, you have a gentleman around you, and I do mean a gentleman, a gentle person. I feel like he would have been a whisper of a person. He'd been quiet and helpful and kind. and gentle. This gentleman, I just feel like just being sitting beside him, he would have been the perfect granddad, the perfect Father Christmas. He'd have been the perfect, he'd been the person that you'd have went to if you had your problems, and he would have had some good answers to help you out. I feel really genteel about this gentleman. And there is war connection, something he didn't want to talk about. It wasn't something he wanted to be doing, but there is a war connection here. And in fact, either he's talking about the big war, which is World War II, or there was a connection just off of the Vietnam War. I'm not sure, but I feel more France here, so I really kind of want to relate more to World War II. Okay. It doesn't matter sorry, I'll start this again. It doesn't matter how it sounds. You and your shows are amazing, and you are the best in the world, and we are appreciative of the thousands around the globe. Thank you so much. I appreciate you saying that. I don't know if I'm the best of the best, but I do believe in myself. Okay. Right, where are we time-wise? So we've got another couple of minutes, so if you want to lean towards whatever card you're drawn to, then you are more than welcome to do so. So if you are joining us later in the night, or this is after the show's over, you still have an opportunity to send your energy up and say, I could really do with an answer, or really help towards whatever it is that's on your mind and in your heart. And the cards are face down for me. I haven't seen them. I always put them face down, because I like everything to be honest and truthful. Okay, so as you can see going across the bottom of your screen, the link to Patreon. This you will definitely, for things to happen for you in 2026, get over there and sign up. In terms of our money here in the UK, £5 a month. In terms of the United States, $7 a month. Okay, or $12 a month for the top one, and £10 a month for us here. But I highly recommend the £10 a month, because you're going to get so much out of it. Next year, it's going to be absolutely packed full of stuff. I've already started working in it. There's already stuff on Patreon at the minute, and it's really, really worth it. So make sure you guys get in there. Thank you so much, Paul. It feels like my Uncle Phil. There you go. I love you, Paul, and the messages that you shared with me. Christopher, I love you, my brother. You just stay strong. Stay strong mentally. Stay strong in your heart, and know you're going to be well. Know it. Know it. Will it. Fix it. And the angelic realm is around you. Okay. I don't know whether you have an angelic medal, or you have a medal like mine, which is the Holy Mother. Okay, have you got one of those? But they tell me to mention the medal, whatever the medal is. Okay. Right, let's go on then. Right, so we're going to go for card number one. If you've selected card number one, what is the message? I actually spent some time with a young 21-year-old lad yesterday, who was working on my car, and he I could just see him standing in the middle of a roundabout. That's a symbol for me. And I said, you can't figure out which way to go, can you? And he goes, no. He said, I just don't know what to do. And so I sat him down and I gave him some advice about, listen, you're at the cusp of your life. You're 21 years old. You've got the world ahead of you. You have it within you to be the best at what you want to do. But let's get it straight in your head what you want to do. So, and I said to him, if it's to be, it's up to me. So, and he didn't understand what that meant. I said, so if it's to be, whatever it is that you want, but if you want to be successful, it's up to you to go out and make yourself success. Be focused on what it is that you want. So if it's to be, it's up to me. So he left here with a big smile on his face and a lot of love in his heart. And he went off, and he has a 3-month-old son. And he said, but me and the missus aren't getting on. I said, that's okay. That can be multiple reasons why. It's not important about whether you're not getting on. The importance is here about what it is that you want. And you now have another reason. You have a son to make yourself successful for. So he left here with a skippity step and a smile in his heart. The answer on card number 1 is it's up to you. If it's to be, it's up to me. It's up to you. But you see those huge wings? That means you are being protected angelically. Okay? The angel's wings are around you and full of protection. You are being guided and protected. Okay? Card number 1. Card number 2, for those of you who chose card number 2. Wow. This is a good time to be getting this card. Trust me. Abundance. Let's get it. I'm not too sure about this background thing. Abundance. Look at that. This is the card to have at this time of the year. Okay, so I'll bring it back to there. It's better that way. Abundance. So what you're asking for is going to be coming in. It's going to become true, but you must keep it in here that it is definitely coming through. You have to be assured that you are drawing to you from the energies of the universe that what you want. Now, don't be saying, oh, I want a good, healthy bank account. I want a car. I want good health, and I want a beautiful house. That's all fine. Then in the back of here going, I know I'm not going to get it. The universe hears that as well. So you'll just stop or you'll slow everything right down. So just know, no, I deserve a really good, healthy bank account. I deserve a beautiful house. I deserve a really nice car. And I deserve a great life. I deserve it. And don't waver from that. And then abundance will come into play. So Christopher, abundance, card number 2. Card number 3. No is the answer. Okay. Now, people go, oh, they instantaneously go, no, negative. No does not mean negative. No means not the right time. No means not the right place. No means not that particular thing. Okay. But something similar or something else. Like, for example, I remember doing a read for a client, and I said, you're looking at 4 houses. Number 1 and number 3 are not correct. Number 2 and number 4 are the ones to be looked at. And she went, oh my God, that's exactly what I thought. There you go. So no does not mean no, things are not going to happen for you. I don't know, this bloody camera thing. Things are not going to happen for you. No means not necessarily right now or not what you're thinking of. All right. Thank you so much for your time and energy and your wisdom and your open heart. Love and light and blessings from the Emerald Isle. Blessings to all here tonight. Graham Malloy. Oh, my dear pal, Graham. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much, my dear friend. I can't share with you why Graham is a big, well, actually, he's a big section of my heart because of the person that he is. He is just a being of light, okay? Laura as well. And they are 2 people that you're going to see a lot more of in 2026, okay? That's all I'm going to say to you. There are things happening at the moment, which is just, I just see the gates of heaven opening to allow all this positive energy and all this love and strength to come through to help us in this quest that we have going together. That's Graham, Laura, and myself. And Johanna was a huge fan of both of these people. Graham is one of the most amazing yoga instructors that I've ever seen. Okay, it even got me interested, and I'm thinking, how do you do that? You know, and Laura is what she doesn't know about nutrition and healthy eating and healthy living is not worth knowing. She's one of the top people in Europe for that, and they're going to be integrated into the Quiet Corner. There's a whole pile of things going to happen, and I am more positive now that those things are all going to happen. I just feel the energy coming together now that this is all going to work out. We're going to be where we're supposed to be early in 2026. But Graham Malloy, Oh, wow. Thank you. Thank you for being here tonight. Wow, my heart sings. Thank you. So those cards tonight, my lovely and dear friends, remember, if you have missed the card and you didn't get an opportunity to read it, you can just rewind the show. Okay. I'm going to finish off in a moment, and then I'm going to go, and I've got some bits and pieces that I got to do with Maya, who's listening and waiting for me in the next room. We got a lot of things to do because this is a really busy week for us. Needless to say, your love, your strength, your energy, your prayers, and your healing is gratefully accepted, and I'm sitting in front of you because of those. Because I do read all your messages, I do read all your texts, and I do read all your emails. Thank you. Thank you for bringing me back. I was quite a way gone, and I had given up, but y'all, including Graham and Laura, brought me back. Thank you. Thank you very much. I love you all very much from the deepest depths of my heart and my soul. And may the Lord light watch over you. May the strength of the angels guide you. May your friends and family talk to you. You don't need a medium. Just listen. They will talk to you. And I will see you all during the week, because I will pop in, because this is really an amazing week, and I will share it with you as the week progresses. It's going to be a great week, and I'll talk to you all very, very soon. And we will be back here next Sunday for Sunday Night Live at 7 p.m. Graham, if you want to come on as a guest, I would love to have you on as a guest. The both of you can talk about the nutrition and physical aspects to help me get all of these people of the globe ready for 2026 with introspective. To start within. And oh God, I'm so buzzing that he's come on tonight, because introspective was brought to me by I'm pretty confident that it was Her Royal Highness that did it, because introspective came to me after she crossed. And starting within, start here. Okay. People say to me, where do you think heaven is? Is like heaven above, is it a part of that, or is it within your heart and your soul? And I said, because I'm a very big Zen Buddhist kind of thinker, I said, it's within the rocks, it's within the rivers, it's within the sky and the birds and the leaves on the tree and the petals of the rose, and it's within the heart and the soul. And they went, that's about right. So introspective, start within, start understanding who you are in here, in your heart and in your soul. And I will balance you with your chakras. Graham will twist and bend you, most likely break you. And Laura will help you eat properly. And they don't even know this is the first time I spoke about this. I haven't even spoke about that with them yet. But I think this is a great time. And one of the things that I love dearly about these two people is that they have the same sense of humor as I have, and Johanna had. They loved Johanna. Johanna loved them. Johanna didn't really take to people that well. She had acquaintances all over the globe. I mean, in very, very high places. She had sheiks and people of very high political standing as acquaintances. But she chose very carefully her friends. And if you were in that chosen group, you were chosen. I wasn't even in that group. Anyway, it is with that I will say good night, God bless. Communicate, appreciate, and validate everybody in your life, so a medium never has to do it for you. What does that mean, Paul? Communicate. Tell the person that's most important to you just why they're important to you. Appreciate what you have. Look around you and go, wow, I have all of this, and appreciate what you have and who you have, and validate it by making things happen. Validate it by being the best you can be. If you want to honor those who have crossed, then be the best you can be here. Communicate, appreciate and validate everything and everyone in your life, every opportunity you get. Until I see you again next time, good night. God bless. Stay well. Stay safe. Don't forget, get yourselves across there and be a part of Patreon. Don't miss out. You deserve that. Good night.